Welcome to the JCPod. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and hey, man, we had some college football action this weekend. I don't want to say it wasn't the most exciting, but it was really awesome to have football back in general. There were some games, mind you, this college weekend that were could have been a little bit better, but hey, we can't complain, man. Football's back. I'm very, very excited about that. On today's slate, I'll basically just I'm going to go over some NFL news, and then basically I'll spend the back end of the show just kind of reacting to week 0. And then this Thursday, will be basically some NFL news again, and then I will be just giving out my bets and everything I like going into college football for this upcoming weekend. I'm very excited, man. Dude, we've been waiting a long time for this, man. It feels right almost, right? It just feels right. So yeah, like I said, we'll just hop it right back into it. We're gonna basically just go right straight into NFL news, and then we're basically just gonna hop right straight into NFL news. The first thing happening, and a move that makes it seem like they're tanking. The Cardinals are not announcing a starter, but they released Colt McCoy yesterday. So after releasing Colt McCoy, it seems like they're either gonna start Joshua Dobbs or Clayton Tune. Who I guess Clayton Tune's the rookie, Joshua Dobbs the guy who started for Tennessee last year. But I mean, it's one of those things where I don't. Football-wise, it's one of the things where it makes sense, but it doesn't. So like, it makes sense. You probably want to go a little bit younger, see what you got. But Colt McCoy is decent for them. He's kind of a coach there, kind of did all those things there. So the fact that when they got rid of Colt McCoy, they're under win total, and a few books went from 4.5 to 3.5. So that just tells you right there that Colt McCoy is worth a win for them. So that just makes you seem like they're either tanking or they're just trying to see like, hey, who's going to be the backup to either Kyler or. Honestly, I don't know why. Like, it's one of those weird things where I kind of get why they're doing it. They want to get a different look, maybe. But at the same time, and it's like a new change in the guards. There's not like I don't know if there's a new general manager. I believe there is, like new general manager, new coach, new all this. So it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's also like, oh, they're kind of tanking, aren't they? Because yeah, I don't know if Josh Dobbs or Clayton Tune are better than Colt McCoy. But I mean, it's when you're talking about that, you just know they're in trouble. And either way, we're still waiting for. We're still waiting for Kyler to come back, see if he's going to play for them. But either way, Arizona looks like they're trying to go for that first or second pick. Ron Rivera regrets not playing Howell earlier in 2022. That's the thing who came out. I just don't even know. I'm shocked he's still coaching, to be honest. Like, honestly, like, this is just like, I am shocked that he's still been the Commanders coach for this long. I figured they've gotten rid of him by now. I understand that he was the face of them going through a lot of tough times. He's gone through some tough battles himself. This is not me attacking the person. It's one of those things where I don't totally mind Ron Rivera as a coach, but it's one of those things where I don't know how good he is. Like, I know he's a good coach, but like when it comes to, if you gave me like a list of every coach in the NFL, I can't tell you he's going to be in the top 20 that I pick with confidence. He might not even be top 22. Like, honestly, I don't know. Yeah, but like last year they had Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke. I'm shocked they didn't play Sam Howell more, honestly. The more you think about it, especially once they let Taylor Heineke go, it's like, yeah, why did you just not let him play anymore at that point? But they would have kept Taylor Heineke, would have made a little bit more sense. But like I said, they just let him go, so it's just kind of shocking that they just didn't play Howell at all. They're just kind of like, whatever. But like I said, it's just weird. I'm just shocked that he's even their coach right now in general. Like I said, I'm still shocked. I thought they would have moved on from him by now, especially the whole Dan Snyder situation. I thought he might be gone, but they like something about him, so I'm totally wrong. This is an interesting quote. Anthony Richardson sees himself as the franchise but expects help from the Colts. People always talk about on the franchise number 4 overall pick. Monday. He's like, I see it that way, but the teammates are here before I was. They're part of the franchise as well. Which is a really good answer, I guess. It's basically him just saying, like, he has the franchise, but he's going to need help from other people as well. It's basically a good answer. I thought it was an interesting quote. That's why I brought it up. I didn't fully read that one myself. It was just kind of like a live, like, hey, let's see it. Mac Jones just downplays his trash talk. He says that he's just out there having fun. Calais Campbell came out with some criticism, and then Mac Jones came out and said he's just having fun. And this is his response to what Calais Campbell said. Mac Jones says, I don't know about that, but I definitely enjoyed watching him growing up because he was a Jaguar. He's a really good player. And I try to keep it loose out there. The guys that have played with me and played against me know that it's all fun and games, that the most important thing for me is having fun. And this comes with, okay, so that was Mac Jones' side, and this is what Calais Campbell said. He said, Philip Rivers was a good trash talker, but he was never disrespectful. Mac Jones was actually kind of disrespectful. Hold on, man. Just trash talk to the lies. I'm like, hold on, man. Just trash talk to the highest level. So basically, it's just this came out because I guess there was an issue with Mac Jones over the last year or two where he's kicking people in the nuts on his slide. He was doing a little bit of stuff here and there. So it's just something to look out for. I don't know if the Ravens and I don't think the Ravens and Panthers or not Panthers, sorry, the Patriots actually play this year. It would be very interesting though if they did play. It'd be a fun little bit more drama. Because for example, the Saints and Jets, that all that drama that's come out for that, and then they play each other. There's nothing better than that. It's gonna be awesome to see. So Dustin Hopkins was traded from the Chargers to the Browns after who was it? Cameron Dicker won the job for the Chargers. So then the Chargers traded Hopkins to the Browns. And then the Browns released Cade York, which is very shocking for those of you who don't know. Because usually when they spend a fourth rounder on a kicker, and Lombardi has said this, Pat McAfee said that there's been multiple NFL people come out and basically make this fact, if they draft a kicker, especially the higher up they draft a kicker, the more chances they're going to give him to mess up and everything. So the fact that they drafted Cade York in the fourth round, he was the highest kicker drafted since 2016. And they let him go after 1 year. So that's really shocking. Really, really shocking, honestly. So that just means they did not like what they saw at all, maybe. But maybe so basically he'll get a chance to maybe basically just try again, damn near. Maybe get another. My goodness. He'll get a chance to try again and maybe get with another team. But yeah, they just did not like what they saw, apparently. Which is just, like I said, it's very shocking. Because just the highest drafted kicker ever, usually they give you a chance, and they just gave him no chance. They're like, hey, we've seen enough. The Jaguars have lost a rookie linebacker to a season-ending ruptured Achilles, which just really sucks. It's Ventrell Miller. It just sucks because he's already starting off his NFL career behind a little bit. Hopefully he'll be able to heal quickly. That's just something that really, really sucks. So apparently Derek Barnett is getting some trade interest. Okay, so it sounds like there's going to be limited playing time for him, so he's getting a lot of trade interest. That is not, basically, yeah, so what it sounds like is a lot of Eagles fans are like, he didn't live up to his expectations. It'd be kind of cool if we get a pick for him and everything, but we'll just see. It's going to be very interesting. He's definitely a decent, I'm not, like I said, he didn't live up to the hype being of the first round. Yeah, CJ Stroud was officially named the starter for the Texans. This wasn't really shocking. I think it was more shocking that it took this long for D'Amico Ryans to name him than it was him actually being named. But he slowly progressed decently over each preseason game. So I'm excited to see how he does. I don't know what the Texans are really going to be this year, so we'll just have to see. I honestly have no clue what it's going to be like. Saquon Barkley still finished his career with the Giants despite his contract issues. That would be, for him, that'd be something. Like I said, it would just be really cool to see somebody finish. Because you don't get to really see it in sports anymore, where somebody finishes with their team with this whole new, I don't want to call it the transfer portal era for professional sports, because that's mainly what it is for college. But it's kind of true where you see players bounce around a lot. So the more people that stick with their teams, the better, in my opinion, because it's just really awesome to see. But also, I would get why you want to move and everything. Ryan Jensen was placed on season-ending IR. This is something really, really scary. So apparently his knee is just not fully recovered. And I just don't know. I don't know exactly what the actual issue for sure is with it. But basically, just he got surgery on it. It wasn't right for whatever reason. So now he has to get another surgery basically on it. And there's been rumors out now that there's rumors that this guy's football career is done. That's how devastating this knee injury is. So it's something that's truly, truly awful. Hopefully he can recover from this, but from what it's been sounding like, there's been rumors out there that this was probably, they could have played his last time of football, and it's just really sad, man. The whole situation with him is just truly, really sad. Hopefully Ryan Jensen will be okay, because yeah, like I said, it's seriously just such a sad situation. Oh, Trey Lance is now the newest Cowboy. Hey, how about that? They traded him for a fourth rounder, which officially makes it one of the worst draft picks in 49ers history. Probably the worst draft pick in 49ers history. One of the worst in the NFL history. Just for the value. They paid him $25 million to have about less than 100 snaps. So by the way, just in between me talking about Trey Lance real quick, I just want to apologize if there's some parts where it just feels choppy and a bit confusing. I'm still having camera issues. I thought I fixed it and it's still freezing, so we're going to work on getting those fixed, I guess, because for whatever reason, my camera has been perfectly fine. It hasn't been freezing for weeks, and now it's just starting to do it again. I don't get it. But like I said, we were talking about Trey Lance. I don't know what this is going to be for the Cowboys. He's no threat to Dak Prescott for sure this year, because if he's not playing for the 49ers, I don't think he's going to play for much of anybody, especially with how much value they've put on. I mean, they paid him a lot of money. They spent a lot of draft cap on him. So if he wasn't able to play there, he's probably going to have to wait for a bit to play. But he could be a good Cowboy. He could be. I mean, it sounds like he needs to develop a little bit more. Hopefully it's a better fit for him than the 49ers were. Which, saying that for a quarterback sounds, yeah, it does not sound too good. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this Trey Lance Chronicle now. He starts his being a Cowboy. I have no clue what to expect from him, honestly, at this point. I have no clue at all. He could be starting as early as next year if everything that happens with the Cowboys that I think's been happening, or I think's going to happen, where they end up getting rid of Dak and Big Mike. But we'll see. I'm not 100% sure on that either. So Jordan Love is going to probably be really good, huh? He's finished really decent in the preseason, so I'm excited just to see how he plays for the Packers. Their defense is really good, so I think he just has to be average, and they'll be really good, and they'll be pretty good. Josh Jacobs signed a 1-year deal, reportedly up to $12 million. So it sounds like he is back as a Raider. We'll see what happens with them going into next season. I have no clue. It's basically, yeah. I mean, 1 year, $12 million is really awesome for him. I think it's 11.8 guaranteed, and it's $200,000 in incentives. So they're really good. So I mean, and with how good he played last year, I don't think he needed all the reps. So he should be good to just roll into the season now. Hopefully, I mean, the league's leading rusher last year, by the way. But yeah, man, that basically just leaves from all the running back drama. That kind of leaves Jonathan Taylor now as the one piece that's not really figured out. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Apparently, the deadline's today at some point. As of me recording, it's about a little bit over 8:45 in the morning-ish, and Jonathan Taylor should be done today, but we'll see. I mean, it sounds like they're probably going to trade him if they can get a deal that's just somewhat all right. It sounds like they're just kind of over him, which really sucks because, yeah, he was really good, but just basically sounds like he's getting himself out of Indy. Nick Bosa is still not back to camp, and he hopefully should be here soon. So Jamal Adams is off the PUP list, which I feel like he's been there for a long, long time. I think he went out like very early last year, like has happened for the last few years. So it just sucks for him. Jamal Williams was such an amazing. I don't want to say I don't know how to put it. Like he was a safety, but he wasn't safety. I would put him almost as a hybrid linebacker safety type, and he was really awesome. He played super, super well, and then he got hurt. He'd play super well, and then he get hurt early. So hopefully he can stay healthy for longer because he was truly a really good player. He's really good. He just keeps getting hurt, and it's just so sad. Jerry Judy's expected to miss several weeks with a hamstring injury, which is really, really scary. Really sucks. I won't lie. I was almost tempted to take him in fantasy this year. I thought he might have a really decent fantasy year with everything that's been going on, but for sure, I'm going to probably end up staying away now. But, I mean, man, their receiving room is just awful. Tim Patrick tore his Achilles. KJ Hamler released due to a heart condition. Jalen Virgil suffered a season-ending knee injury. Now Jerry Judy's out for a few weeks. I mean, this team is just... It's just sad, man. So Cortland Sutton, all of a sudden, is the one receiver kind of left in the building that's standing from injury. And if you listen to fantasy people, he's kind of the one name everyone's like, ooh, yeah, I don't want him. I'm kind of trying to stay away from him. So it's... Man, yeah, their wide receiver room is just getting decimated from injury right now. Kind of like the Ravens' DB room. Injuries just suck, man. It's one of those things where you just can't explain how they happen. Sometimes they just happen, and then other times too, it's like a bug almost. And one guy gets hurt, and somehow it just is just contagious. Then he gets hurt, then he gets hurt, then he gets hurt. It's just really sad, man. Julian Edelman's going to be joining the Fox NFL Kickoff Studio show, which would be really cool. I thought if you listen to his podcast on New Heights, it was just very interesting to hear him talk about football. So it's going to be pretty awesome to just hear him now take that to national television before games and everything. Oh yeah, Isaiah Simmons got traded to the Giants for a 7th rounder. I don't think I've recorded since this happened. That was awesome. Awesome pickup for them for a 7th rounder. He's going to be so good in that defense. He's going to be so good in that defense, I think, for Wink Martindale. Isaiah Simmons just feels like the right type of guy for that defense, honestly. Isaiah Hawkins is dealing with back stiffness. This was as of a week ago, but I think he's doing a little bit better. So I think he should be okay. Jimmy Graham, after his medical episode, has came back. He ended up playing in the preseason game, so I think he might be okay, but that was just really scary in general. Corey Davis is stepping away after 6 seasons. And that's probably, I think that's about it. That's where I'm about to end with it. And then, yeah, it's based. Yeah, that's about where I can end it for the NFL news today. Like I said, a little bit of a mess with the whole damn camera and everything because I just had to keep jumping. There's some points where I wanted to get more out that I totally spaced it because I had to reset my focus to fix the camera. But like I said, now everything should be good for NFL-wise. I gave out most of the news. We're going to finish this off with some NCAA talk, baby. Week 0 in the books officially. We got week 1 coming up. There's some games basically every day from Thursday. They got games Thursday, they got games Friday, got games Saturday. We even got, I think, a handful of games Sunday. I don't know how many. I think they aren't saying it on here, but I think there's at least like 1 game Sunday. Let me double check that. Okay, so I don't know if there's a game Sunday or not. I could have just totally been lying, but I thought there was, but I'm going to act like there was, but I didn't see one, but I could have sworn I saw LSU play Sunday, but I could be wrong. But like I said, just basically go over week 0 real quick. Very exciting. Not a lot of games, but there was a few. Okay, and then basically, yeah, like I said, not a lot. There's a little bit, not a lot. So we'll start with Notre Dame Navy that kicked off in Ireland to start today. Notre Dame absolutely trounced Navy, 42-3. I'm really excited for Sam Hartman, how he's going to do. That game put in a Heisman vote for him while it's plus 1,600. I don't know if the odds are going to get much better, especially with early on in the season with how Notre Dame's schedule is set up for week 1, 2, and I think even week 3 might be easy. They don't have I know they don't have the hardest schedule in the world, but yeah, here we go. They play NC State, which will be a little hard, but then Central Michigan. Ohio State is tough, but then Duke, Louisville. So they have a schedule that's definitely pretty decent. So Sam Hartman he looked in control. That was the biggest thing I learned from the game. Sam Hartman looked in control in the moments where he had to be. The run game was really good. The offensive line just dominated Navy's smaller front. So yeah, I put in a little bet for Sam Hartman to win the Heisman. I'll be adding it basically to my scrolling bar next episode, along with a few of the NFL futures I'm taking. But for most part, I just don't. Yeah, it was just there's not much more to talk about in that game. It's just basically an absolute trouncing of Navy by Notre Dame, and they were very effective. Next game, Jacksonville State with an 11-game home opener streak took on UTEP. First game of FBS action for Jacksonville State. Their quarterback, but before I get to the quarterback, I think Jacksonville State's going to be a really good covering team. They are probably going to be a team that gets a decent amount of points this year. Smallest team in FBS by like size-wise, like number-wise. Sorry, not size-wise, number-wise. They have like 9,000 students, I think, on their campus or something like that. Really, really small school. But they end up winning 17-14, having a huge interception to win the game. But the thing to take away from this game, if their quarterback was any better, they could have won by a lot more. He missed a lot of guys wide open, which for being a 7th year, that was really scary. Because they said he was a 7th year, so I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome because he should have a lot of experience. He should be able to, make precision throws. But I didn't think about the other side of 7-year where, hey, if he's been in college for 7 years, he might not be the best. He's definitely athletic. He's definitely shifty, but he can make throws. He just missed. There's a few big throws that he missed. It's like, oh man, dude, you got to complete. Like there's a huge, basically 3rd and 2. He has the running back wide open, sails it right over his head, completely out of the running back's reach. Sends an absolute rocket, like 15 yards out of his reach. It's like, my gosh, dude. But yeah, like I said, really awesome win for Jacksonville State. That was another game I was on. Betting wise, I think I went 4-2. I want to give you the exact number, but I went 4 and I went about 4 and I went 4-2. I went 4-2. Really excited. The one bet I didn't give out that I talked about was Audric Estime, first touchdown scorer. Funny story, I just wanted to bet him to score in general, and I didn't realize I bet him to score first. There were 100% boost on it. And then I'm like, oh, well, that stinks. Don't get me wrong, I still liked it regardless because I thought that they were going to get close. They were going to give it to Audric Estime. But it's one of those things where, like, man, I didn't want to take first down. I didn't want to take first touchdown score. I want to say just any time. So I was a little nervous, but he ended up getting in regardless. So it was really, really awesome. It was an accident, intentional, unintentional, accidental bet that ended up hitting. That was really awesome because I'm like, oh, hey, we knew that was going to happen, right? Never a doubt. But no, awesome win by Jacksonville State. Another one of the bet wins for me that I was really happy about. Now they had their home opener at 12, and I think Rich Rod and that team's going to be a really good covering team for a lot of the season. I'm very excited to watch them. San Diego State, Ohio. San Diego State ends up winning 20-13. Ohio sounds like lost their first and second string quarterback, so I don't know what that's going to mean for them in the future. But yeah, so looked it up for sure. Ohio, so I'm not 100% sure on their backup, but for sure they lost their starter. It doesn't sound like it's a serious injury. Ohio just looks to be number one in their conference, maybe even number two. But it's top two for sure, so that's just why it's a huge injury for them, so hopefully he's able to get back. UMass beats New Mexico State, but otherwise not the biggest game in the world. By the way, going in the future, I will not talk about every single game in college. It's just it was week 0, not a lot to talk about, so I might as well touch on every game that I at least have some. I basically got a viewer insight on all these games, so I was able to do that. So that's why. So this week we'll do all the games. Starting next week, we aren't going to do all the games, especially when teams blow out a team. Like I'll just probably mention the score, and I think that might be enough. But yeah, like I said, UMass, huge win for them against New Mexico State. Otherwise, this isn't a big game. UMass is only projected to win 2 or 3 games. But this is a huge loss for New Mexico State to lose to UMass. This is basically kind of upends there. Like, oh, this is basically just an eye-opener. Like, oh, maybe they aren't the team we thought they were. But UMass, first win in FBS, first in FBS opponent in their opener since 1973 or 84. Those are the 2 years I heard, so I'm just gonna say them both just in case. In my article, by the way, welcome to the JCPod presented by Stare Down Sports. I need to get better at saying that, man. I am awful at partnered with Stare Down Sports, presented by Stare Down Sports, whatever you want to talk about. I need to do better at shouting that out. But yeah, basically in an article I wrote for Stare Down Sports, I talked about how it was 1973 on Rowan's show Friday. I said 84. So it's between one of the two. I don't know which it is. But it's also their first road win since UConn in 2015. So they've had a 24-game road losing streak that UMass was able to come back from. So just terrible win from New Mexico State. I feel bad for underbetters. This game was 13-10 going into the fourth. Finishes 41-30, 28-20 fourth quarter. If you bet an under, that thing is dead, boy. FIU, Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech won 22-17. They were down double digits early, but able to come back and make some noise. And then the last 2 games of the day, Vanderbilt, Hawaii got delayed for a little bit. Vanderbilt ends up winning 35-28. It's going to the third quarter. This was one of the losses I did have on the day. Same with New Mexico State. I had New Mexico State -7. That was my first loss. And my second loss was Vandy -17.5. I was very confident in Vandy. I really liked it because last year they won 63-10. Slow start in the first half like they did last year, and then they just blew the doors off them last year. But this year, Hawaii looked a little bit better. They were able to keep it a little bit close. That was actually somewhat impressive. So I will have to say I was pretty impressed. But yeah, I mean it was impressive by Hawaii. They might be a team now that like I look to. I don't know if I'm going to look to bet on them every week, but they'll be a team that I won't be looking to bet against maybe after what they showed me there. But Vanderbilt's still able to hold out the win and be able to I think they got a decent stop. Like I can't remember. I didn't watch this game at this point. At this point, I was done watching the game, but they got a somewhat big stop on defense in the fourth quarter that they were not doing last year. So that's something that's going to be awesome to watch for Vanderbilt. Last game of the day, we'll be very quickly talk about USC, San Jose. Awesome play by Caleb Williams on the fumble snap to just chuck it deep. Looked really pretty dime. He reminded us why he won the Heisman last year. Zach Branch, also known as Zachariah Branch, if you want to go his full name. Going to be an awesome speedster to watch this year. It's going to be. I can't wait for one of the games where he's playing like an SEC opponent or I'm just naming conferences like big. I can't wait till he plays a big opponent and he gets like a drag route or something and he's able just to basically like you see right here. I can't wait till he gets a drag route. Basically takes it right towards the sideline, is able to carve it up right here, and then just basically go. But yeah, I'm truly excited to watch how the speedster does. They end up winning 56-28. Didn't cover my first half spread, so I guess like it's one of those things where I just counted the San Jose win and not the loss. I mean, I had barely anything on the USC first half spread. I ended up not liking it as much as I did, but I did have San Jose State plus 31. They ended up losing by 28, 56-28. So I'm very happy with how that turned out, but it was like I said, very exciting week 0. I'm very excited now for week 1 in college. I'll go over some like bigger games that I noticed. Florida, Utah, just because of the names, is going to be pretty decent, I believe. But that's for Thursday. That's about the only Thursday game that's going to be worth about anything. The rest of these are kind of like smaller name, either smaller name or they're like Nebraska, Minnesota, where it's like two very question markable teams. Saturday, looks like more of the same. A lot of like Tennessee, Virginia, Oklahoma, Arkansas State. A lot of bigger schools versus smaller schools. There's not too many schools playing each other. Ohio State, Indiana is going to be decent just because it's a Big Ten matchup. I don't think Indiana's going to be that good this year. Apparently, it's like from what I've heard, is they're not supposed to be that good this year either. So we'll have to see. Man, I'm probably I'm not probably going to be able to read you out a game. I forgot that week 1 they just don't. Nobody plays anybody. There's a lot here we go. Sunday, September 3rd. So what? I don't know why they didn't show me the Sunday games last time. Sunday, LSU, Florida State. That's probably going to be the game of the week. I'm glad they saved it for Sunday. That's the game that I was looking for the most. I was trying to find. LSU Florida's going to be an awesome game. I can't wait to break it down Thursday. So yeah, that being said, Thursday, we'll go over some small NFL news again. Go over some week 0 or college news if there's anything like major, and then I'll basically just be giving out my bets for the weekend. I'm excited, man. Football's officially back. That means my Thursday episodes are going to go slowly start. Basically, they are officially now transitioning back into my pick'em/betting episodes. So, yeah, with college football officially starting now. Next week, though, I'll be doing my pick'em as well. So, I'll get my NFL bets and my college football bets. So, naturally, the Thursday episodes are just going to get gradually a little bit longer. I'm going to hope not to go over 45 ever. Just because that's a lot of time. I mean, if I have to, I have to. But I'm going to try to keep it under 45 minutes with all that. But you know how it goes. I might run over just talking about random bullshit. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, man, we're just enjoying it, baby. Had a little bit of bullshit happen during this week where got my car window smashed out. Not fun at all. Got to pay a little bit for it. But, you know, I'm glad we got it out of the way then so we can have good vibes for the rest of the week. And that's the plan, baby. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the support. Appreciate everything. And I can't wait to come back Thursday, man. Come back Thursday, talking some more NFL news, and then just be able to break down college, baby.